Broadcasting from the home of the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, this is SuppTalk Radio. And as always, thank you for hitting that download button. Aorta, rupture, and bloodshot. These are not physical issues, but rather products in my guest's line. Without any further ado, allow me to introduce Alex, owner of Vein Nutrition. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate you having us.
How's everything going for you this week?
It's busy. We have a bunch of products right now in production, and we're trying to get some more apparel out. So it's just been really busy contacting all these suppliers, and we're actually doing new labels too for everything. So we have a lot of things going on right now at our company. So it's busy. It's always busy.
And that's what I like to hear, and that's why I wanted to get you guys on. As always, Alex, I like to start the show with give me a little bit background of the company and yourself.
Okay, sure. So we can talk about Vein Nutrition, where the name kind of came from, right? So when we started this company, we kind of are looking for more of a hardcore brand. So we kind of want to come off as a more hardcore brand and less of a, mass market generic branded company. So our products aren't really intended for those who, are just new to working out or just want to get fit. Our products are more for those people who are, in the gym daily, are really enthusiastic and passionate about the gym, and also, can handle these type of products. Some of our products are pretty high dose. So I think the vein aspect of it really kind of helps target our demographic. Kind of, when you think of Vein Nutrition, you kind of think of hardcore, right? At the same time, too, if you look at our logo, look at our wording, we also want to present our brand as more of a premium brand, right? Looking for products that are high-quality products, high dose, and really for those people that are looking for that, that edge when it comes to working out. We're also redoing all our labels right now to reflect that, more of a cleaner, professional-looking label. And we also like the fact that there's a play on words with vein, as in V-E-I-N, and vein, as in V-A-I-N. So, we want, our ambassadors, our valued customers, to know it's okay to be vain. Vain not only in Vein Nutrition, but also the V-A-I-N vein. You kind of be proud of what you've worked for and your gains, right? So that's kind of where the company name comes from. And also from SEO standpoint, when you look up Vein Nutrition, not many companies call it Vein Nutrition, not anything too similar. So as soon as you look it up with that first link, So our primary demographic, right? That's the next thing I can talk about. Like I mentioned, we're really targeting the people that are enthusiastic, passionate about their own fitness as well as the fitness industry. This could be anyone who's been competing for a long time, or it could be an individual who just started lifting and has really caught that workout bug. And we consider our supplement line more of an advanced line, so it most benefit those who are a level or two above beginner, for them to get the full benefits of our line. Age range wise, honestly, 21 to 50, and males and females, I think, can benefit from our products.
So now, do you think having such a targeted or focused group, do you think it'd be missing a lot of the, I'm going to use the word average Joe and James?
Mm-hmm.
Or again,
mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Do you think that hurts at all?
Mm-hmm. It's possible, but see, in my point of view, if you try to appeal to too many customers, too many markets at the same time, you don't specialize, you can't really have a premium line. You can't really say, okay, this works for every single person, because the average Joe and, the fitness enthusiastic, they both have kind of different dosages and different supplements that will work for one versus another. For example, like a lot of our stim products are very high stim. We wouldn't recommend it for someone who is just new to stims or just new to starting out, or, kind of in an older age bracket. You know what I mean? So basically what we want to do is we want to start with a kind of a smaller niche population of people that, can handle these type of products and are looking for these type of products. And maybe in the future we'll have, we have a core essentials line, and maybe in the future we may release some products that are kind of more targeted towards the general population, your average Joe. But for now, we're really focusing on those people that, are more hardcore, are looking for those hardcore products.
Gotcha. And when did you guys officially launch?
We actually, so legally, we actually launched 8 months ago. But for the first couple of months, I was still working full time. in pharmaceuticals, so it was really hard to, work full-time pharmaceuticals and do this on the side. So after about 3 or 4 months, I quit my full-time job, and I started doing this, running Vein Nutrition. And within the last 3 months is when we really started to kind of ramp up production, ramp up our number of products, and investing more money, finding athletes, and all this type of, really starting to get really into it now. So
now the supplement industry is so large and it's so cutthroat. I mean, to leave a full-time job to start a supplement company? Are you crazy?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so there's a couple of things to address. One, I mean, yes, supplement companies is very, very saturated now, very, very saturated. And, everyone's trying to be unique and, trying to stand out. And so it's very, very saturated. And for me, I actually have a few side businesses I have to help generate some money in order to fund the marketing. Because in the supplement industry, marketing is a huge, huge part of it, right? And marketing costs a lot of money. So, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't have a few, side things. I have, like a medical supplies company I run on the side as well. So I have a couple of side things that kind of help fuel all the money in order to be able to put into the marketing, into the supplement business and, buying product, buying apparel, all that sort of stuff.
Now, Alex, you mentioned that you worked for a pharmaceutical company, but what is your background, though? Do you have a degree in nutrition or anything?
Yeah, sure. So, I guess just like a brief summary of my background, right? I actually majored in statistics. And the reason why I ended up with the pharmaceuticals was because, generally throughout kind of my high school and college career, I've been pretty introverted. I'm more of a shyer guy, So I felt like, going to pharmaceuticals, going to what was a kind of a sales and marketing and leadership rotational program is what it was. And I thought it'd be a great opportunity, to learn sales and to kind of learn marketing. And because I kind of had that background, that's what I kind of bring into the business and hopefully, use that to kind of have some more insight into, okay, how do I market this and how do I sell this, right? But before that, actually, I was in high school and middle school. I was big into running, swimming, and eventually cycling. So, I was really interested in going triathlons. And this might be a little off topic, but, in 10th grade, I ran a 4.49 mile. So I was pretty good at running back then, So I thought at that time, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to run. I wanted to do triathlons. But then in high school, I slowly transitioned into lifting. And then I actually liked that more. I didn't want to be skinny. I was real small back then. So, ever since through college and beyond, I've been really into lifting. But, to be honest, right now, I've been very, very inconsistent in the gym because my new passion now is this business.
Sure.
It's taking a lot of time. You know what I mean? But in the fitness industry wise, I'm pretty, well versed in a lot of things that actually happen behind the scenes. So I kind of understand, where a lot of these pros and even amateurs, like what they're looking for. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys, honestly, their main thing is steroids and drugs. I mean, that's how they get that size. You know what I mean? So, our products kind of more marketed towards those guys, as well as those guys who aren't taking any steroids, but are very serious about their, their fitness career, their fitness passion,
Yep. So, Alex, we'll get into the products here in just a minute, but a question I do want to ask, there's so many companies that are coming out. Well, let me back up. I guess what made you decide to design your products with an open, transparent label versus a prop blend? It's still, unfortunately, still very prevalent in the industry.
Okay. Yeah, of course. That's a great question. I think that's something that's starting to change a lot recently. So I think the big push towards kind of open labels right now is the fact that, 5-10 years ago, a lot of consumers didn't really understand. There wasn't that much knowledge out there. Consumers didn't know where to get the information. Whereas these days, sites like Examine, sites like PricePlow, Stack3D, there's so many sites now these days, Labdoor, so many sites these days that give the consumers a lot of power to look up, okay, what ingredients work, what ingredients don't, and at what doses, right? So these days, consumers are more educated than they've ever been, right?
Yes.
So when we're looking at a prop blend, it's very hard for them to, I guess, analyze it because they don't know exactly what the doses are, right? So I think right now there's a big push towards open label products because a lot of consumers these days are a lot more well versed. And a lot of consumers these days, honestly, they're making their own blends. They're buying in bulk and making their own blends. So you're starting to see a lot of these bulk companies that are selling, like for example, bulk supplements. The company's called Bulk Supplements, selling bulk supplements for people just to make their own products because they know that, okay, these things work for me, these things don't. But I will say though, I can't really hate on companies that have prop blends because I do understand the marketing value of a prop blend. It's a very powerful marketing tool to say, okay, this is our prop blend. No one else can copy it. Whereas if you have an open label, someone can come along and copy it. There's nothing stopping them from doing that.
Yes.
But I think generally, our company does open label because that's what consumers want these days, and that's it really gives them the knowledge. And we're a pretty transparent company in what we do. For example, one thing that we don't do, we don't plan on doing, is pro hormones. We just don't think right now there are any good pro hormones out there, that haven't been banned by FDA, haven't been banned by DEA, right?
Sure.
And it's something that we feel like the pros right now don't outweigh the cons of the available pro hormones. You know what I mean? And realistically, a lot of these guys, even at the amateur level, they're not taking pro hormones to get that size. They're taking steroids.
Yes.
So it's one of the things where it's very hard for me personally to push products that I don't believe in. You know what I mean? And a big thing that we always say too at our company is, the number one supplement is quality food, consistent workouts, and good sleep. Get those things right before you start buying extra supplements. Our supplements are just to supplement what you're already doing, right? So they won't take you to the next level. They won't take you to, you just take these supplements and you'll be a pro or you'll look really good. There's so many other things you have to put in. And that's why supplements are called supplements. They supplement your regimen,
Alex, you couldn't have said that any better. I have, personally, a lot of listeners know this. I don't know if you're aware of this. I have a degree in nutrition and exercise physiology from Florida State University. I'm on a lot of different forums, a lot of different bodybuilding boards, everything else. So I always get a common question of, I want to lose weight. What fat burner do you recommend? And some people, some companies are the first ones out there to say, well, use my fat burner, use my thermo, use my this, use my that. But people don't understand, and you hit it right on the head, that it's nutrition, or I should say, I would say nutrition because I don't like the word diet. I'm going to say proper food choices and exercise, interchangeable. And like you said, then once those are kind of in check and you've almost plateaued, then yes, use supplements. Or like you said, they're an additive, they're an addition.
Exactly. Yeah. And one thing I always say too, for people that aren't losing weight and they say, I've been doing X, Y, Z, why am I not losing weight? The harsh reality is, the laws of physics, laws of thermodynamics say that, if you are taking in more than you, basically exercise out, then you're gonna gain weight, right? If you eat less than the energy that you use during the day, then you're gonna lose weight. It's just that simple, If you're gaining weight, it's simply because you're eating too much, or you're not working out enough. There's no magic answer. That is these are the laws of physics. That's, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So you can't be no magic in this world.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say no magic answer and no magic pill per se. Otherwise, everyone in the world would be skinny with under 20% for females and under 10% for guys.
Absolutely. I will say though, realistically, there is. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that product. It's a legal product. It's called a DNP. It's like a pesticide.
The one that if you take too much, it burns your insides.
Yeah, exactly. That I will say that is a magic pill because the way that one works is just so it basically shuts off your energy production. So and you just sweat it all out. I will say that is a magic pill, but I wouldn't suggest anyone use it. It's too extreme of a product. It's legal. It's a pesticide. It's a poison. So
yeah, exactly. So, but let's get into some of the products, Alex. I've enjoyed the conversation thus far. I'll let you start off with what your better sellers are, or what you're
okay. Yeah, so we're pretty new. So actually, our best seller right now is what we're calling Liver IV. Some people call it Liver 4, but it's mostly Liver IV, as in IV veins. We'll got our little play on it. But basically, what it is, it's TUDCA, milk thistle, and NAC. And the big thing that we're pushing right now is the TUDCA. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with TUDCA or not, but basically it's right now in the USA, there's a prescription medication called UDCA. There's two brands. There's a brand called Uracil and Actigale for UDCA, right? And the difference between UDCA and TUDCA is that TUDCA just has a taurine molecule added to the UDCA molecule, right? And the fact that UDCA is a pharmaceutical product right now, prescription product, and it's used for people that have, basically liver issues. They have primary, I think what's it called, primary biliary cholangitis is what it's used for. Basically people that have, liver damage, right? Doctors will prescribe UDCA to them, right? And TUDCA is basically UDCA, but with just a taurine molecule attached. There's actually a study that just came out November of last year, 2016. Multi-center, randomized, double-blind trial, almost 200 patients, 199 patients. It was done in China. They compared TUDCA to UDCA, right? And they found that TUDCA is as effective, if not more effective, than UDCA because the taurine molecule helps dissolve better in the body, helps with higher bioavailability in the body. So, from our point of view, TUDCA is great because, there's nothing else out there that, has a prescription counterpart to it, right? So there's no prescription out there right now for UDCA. This is a drug that is in the USA, FDA approved, and all TUDCA is a taurine molecule added. So you kind of see how effective it is. If the FDA is already saying, okay, UDCA is a drug. And what's also unique about our product is each pill is dosed at 500 milligrams. And there's a study in 96 that looked at different dosings of TUDCA. They did 500 a day, they did 1,000 a day, and they did 1,500 a day. And what they found was that 500 a day is the most economical dosage, meaning that, let's say you take 1,000, it won't double the effectiveness of TUDCA, right? It's a diminishing returns, right? And TUDCA is actually a very, very expensive product, very, very expensive raw material. So obviously we want to give the customers the best bang for the buck. So for that, it's 500 milligrams a day is the most economical dose. So we have 500 milligrams TUDCA in there, 100 milligrams smoke vessel, 100 milligrams NAC. And we've actually had a few customers already, taking this product, and they're also taking anabolic steroids or oral anabolic steroids, and their ALT and AST, those are two letter values, have gone down because of using this product. So we know it works. We know it works. It's a very strong product. And, and we actually recommend this product for people that are taking steroids, pro-hormones, or even people that drink. But honestly, if I'm being very honest with you, if you're not taking something that's liver harsh, you don't necessarily need this product. But we do know there are a lot of people in this industry that are taking, oral steroids or pro-hormones that would really benefit from this product.
Interesting, because you're the first person to talk more about the UDCA. The UDCA, that is, I think it's very interesting, and I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And for our listeners as well.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a pharmaceutical drug in the USA. You can't get it without a prescription. So, I mean, who knows? One day, the FDA may also ban TUDCA just because it's so similar to UDCA. But right now, it's okay for, dietary supplements. But I think TUDCA is the new big thing. You're looking at a lot of the forums, a lot of people talking about how great TUDCA is and how great it's been on the liver values. So.
Interesting. And so that's one of your better sellers. What else is hot for you guys right now?
So right now, what we're really excited about is our pre-workout line, right? So we have 3 products that you mentioned in the beginning, aorta, rupture, and bloodshot. They're all kind of plays on, blood, since we are vein nutrition, right? And what's really unique about this line of pre-workouts is we have a spectrum, right? So we have a spectrum of low stem, high endurance to a high stem, quick onset. So aorta is more of our low stem and high endurance. So we had DMHA in there, right? And DMHA is a little weaker than DMAA, but it's long lasting. It's more subtle. It doesn't hit as strong, like suddenly. Some people don't like that sudden hit of DMA. Some people describe it as kind of a harsh hit, right? It hits you really suddenly. So we have that. So we have DMHA instead. And it's a little longer lasting. And this is Also, Aorta is more of a pump product too. Keeps you pumped, and it also has a Urojarensis. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that product, but that's a relatively new product too. And what's great about that is that at higher doses, it gives you kind of a very subtle euphoric feeling. You know what I mean? So this is great for those long workouts. You feel euphoric. You feel that long-lasting energy. Really helps you get through a workout. And next is rupture. Sorry. Go ahead.
With the Aorta, aside from the DMAHA being in it, there's no real caffeine in it, is there? If I'm looking at the ingredients correctly.
Yeah. There's no caffeine in there. Yep, correct. So this is really for, you know how you'll hear me, but this is kind of those people that, this is for a lower step, right? And it's more subtle onset, you know what I mean? So we know there's a lot of people out there who don't like that high stem, right?
Yep.
And then rupture is our next product, and this is kind of our mix of stem and pump. This is kind of the in between, aorta and bloodshot. So rupture has 75 milligrams of DMA, right? It has the caffeine, and it has your pump products, has L-citrulline. So this is kind of your kind of in-the-middle product, kind of a all-around product, right? And then bloodshot is actually our new product we have in production right now. And what's really crazy about this product is that it's going to have the most DMA right now on the market. So each serving is 120 milligrams of DMA, and there's actually two forms of DMA in it. There's 1,3-DMA and 1,4-DMA. So right now, I think we're the only company right now that will have this product. And I think right now the highest DMA content per serving is 75 milligrams. The little one has 120 of two different types. So this is really for those guys.
You have caffeine in there as well?
Yep.
Okay, you have caffeine in there?
Yes, correct. Caffeine is 200 milligrams for caffeine.
Wow.
So this is a very, kind of very high stem product. Really, and if these guys you're taking 2 scoops, now you got 240 milligrams DMA. So this is for those people who have a very high stem tolerance, love stems, love DMA, and really would want that hit. You know what I mean? So you kind of see the spectrum right there of our products.
With bloodshot that you mentioned is being made right now, what kind of caffeine levels are you putting in there? What are you thinking about?
Oh, so the caffeine is 200 milligrams a serving.
Okay.
Yeah. The caffeine per serving is kind of in the mid range there for caffeine. But our main product in there is that DMA. No one else has DMA that high in their product.
And that's interesting. You're in the know, but a lot of people that don't is the DMAA or any derivative of it was kind of banned years ago or trying to be banned by the FDA. But Jared Wheaton of High Tech Pharmaceuticals went ahead and fought the FDA and won it. So again, kudos to him and kudos to you guys that are now allowed to use it again.
Yeah. And actually, this manufacturer is a little bit different than the normal manufacturer we use because most manufacturers won't let you go past around 75 milligrams DMA. And that's why, most companies these days have that DMA at the 75 if that's high. That's the highest they'll go. But this company this manufacturer will let us go higher. So that's why you see that we have 120 milligrams per serving. And this one also has the Urojarensis as well. He's that euphoric feeling. It has that citrulline malate. So it kind of has those basics too. That DMA is, it's going to be a very strong hit. And this is more of a, for those quick workouts, it's a quick hit, quick onset. You're going for, let's say, that's the max day for you, right? Or a hidden squats is the max day for you. This is the product you want to reach for.
Gotcha. So now I want to go off just a little bit here because I also looked at your ISO serum. Maybe you could just spend a minute or two just on that because I think you guys are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, very rounded company because some companies come to market, they have maybe 1 or 2 products, but you seem to hit almost everything home with everything in your line.
Yeah. So isoserums are protein, and honestly, I'll be very honest with you and with the consumers. Protein is not a very high margin product for a branded company like us. There's a lot of great protein companies out there. For example, Food Nutrition. It's run by a guy named Dane. They've been years of business. They have great products. You make your own blends. And their prices are a lot more competitive than ours. And the reason why I say that is because protein is kind of, for many companies, many supplement companies, it's to round out their line. You know, what a consumer is going to go to a company and see, well, like, wow, they don't have protein powder? Like, what's wrong with them, you know? Yeah. I will say, though, our protein it comes from a company called Milk Specialties. They're out in, I believe, somewhere in like the northeast somewhere. I think Ohio or something like that. But Milk Specialties, like they specialize in proteins for humans as well as for animals. So they're kind of specialized companies for that. And we also came out with kind of a unique flavor, just kind of stand out a little bit. It's the blueberry muffin crumble. We also have, once we get some revenue, we also have it's going to be a Italian cream cake, which is really tasty, and also a chocolate mint, and just really kind of tasty. It's not the same chocolate and vanilla. We might have chocolate and vanilla down the line, but it's something different. You know what I mean? And the blueberry muffin tastes great with milk. You know what I mean? Just delicious. It's a little sweet though. It is a little sweet.
I give you credit because a lot of people want to play it safe. They either go to chocolate, vanilla, but you're definitely going down a different path. It sounds like great flavors.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, the reason why we chose isolate instead of protein concentrate is just because isolate is just better. It doesn't have all the lactose that, concentrate has. And I know some companies will offer concentrate just to kind of round out their line. And that's maybe something we do in the future. But for now, coming out, we want to be a premium. We want to come off as a premium company, right? So for us, that means isolate, higher, lower fat, almost no fats, almost no sugars, and, high protein content.
Yep. So you mentioned Bloodshot coming out. What else can listeners, expect down the road from you guys with products, or is that the only thing at the moment that's kind of still in manufacturing?
Sure. So one of the big things we need right now are samples, a little sample packets. So that's one of the big things we're focused on right now, getting the sample packets. We're getting a restock of our Rupture pre-workout that's going to have all the flavors. And some things that we're working on the pipeline are going to be a stem-free fat burner, right? Because right now our fat burner is pretty stem-packed. It's very stem-packed, actually. So a stem-free fat burner is definitely something people would take at night. We also are looking at doing a nutrition partitioner. That's a huge thing right now that people are loving, these nutrition partitioners. I think Blackstone has that glycolog, which is doing very well. People love it. So that's something we're definitely looking to as well. And then, also, we also have it's going to be a kind of a aromatase inhibitor / like hormone stabilizer. We're not trying to market it as, testosterone booster, any of that sort of thing. But mainly it's for those people that are taking pro-hormones and, aren't taking Remedex or aren't taking Aromasin, because they want to stay in legal route. We'll have a kind of a legal Aromasin inhibitor for them. So that's the pipeline right now that we're looking at.
And that would probably be a good package to go with. Again, you spoke up earlier, your liver IV.
Exactly. Because honestly, a lot of these pro-hormones, one of the cons of these pro-hormones is that when you have to ingest, you have to ingest it. You have to take it orally, right? And when you take it orally, it has to be able to pass through the stomach in order to get to the liver, right? In order to get to the body. So what happens is when it passes through the liver, a lot of these pro-hormones are very, very, liver harsh. So if there are any consumers out there listening and they have symptoms like, lethargy, appetite loss, what else? They're tired, stuff like that. That could mean that, your liver is under stress. It's under duress. You know what I mean? It's being stressed out because you're taking all these pro-hormones that have to go through your liver. And that's why a lot of times pro-hormones, they'll say cycle for, 6 to 8 weeks. Because one, you don't want to mess up your natural body's testosterone production. And two, it's because it's harsh in your liver. So we think that, this liver IV product is great for that because, even though we don't sell pro-hormones, we can see the benefits of people that want to take pro-hormones and don't want to go the, legal steroid route. So, sure. That liver IV is a great supplement for that because, you're killing your liver. You gotta, help recover it, so.
So Alex, how do you come up with the products? Are you a one-man group? Do you have kind of a team or soundboard?
So that's good. That's a very good question. So basically, the first thing, mainly it's me doing it right now, and I have one buddy who's not completely on board yet, but he's been in this industry for a while, and we kind of talk back and forth. But basically, the first place I go is I go to examine.com, right, and NCBI, which is National Center for Biotech Information. And the NCBI basically has all different types of articles that are all free. So you kind of just look up what ingredients you want to look into, right? So first we go to Examine, find a list of ingredients that say that the examiner says, okay, these are effective, these are studies that show it. And just read through the studies, kind of see, okay, is this study legitimate? For example, if your study only has 12 people, right, that's kind of hard to draw conclusions from. It's such a small target population. You know what I mean? There's so many variables that come into play. But if you have a study that's 200 people, like that liver IV study I was talking about earlier, then you can be pretty certain that, okay, there's some merit there to what the study is claiming, right? And also, the reality is, too, there are a lot of compounds and ingredients in the supplement industry that there just isn't enough thorough studies on it. Not enough thorough studies to definitively say, X dose taken at, this time will produce Y results. And it's not something you can blame the scientific community about, because a lot of these guys, they're working on grants, they're working for private companies, and they're working on drugs and molecules that bring, their investors return. So they don't necessarily have the time or the money to look into these dietary supplements, So realistically, a lot of these dietary supplements, there just isn't enough evidence out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the first step, is we look at Examine, we look at scientific studies and say, okay, these have enough evidence to say for sure, okay, we got to include these, right? And the next step we do is we look at other companies. See what other companies are putting in for a similar product. So let's say we're looking at, a nutrition partition, right? And we're going to look at other companies, see what are they putting in their products, right? Even in proprietary blend, we can see what they're putting in. And then we go through that list, try to find studies on that, try to find, other articles on that, and see, okay, which one of these are, potentially useful, right?
Sure.
And what it to do is, it's kind of a cost and benefit analysis. There may be something that is very novel. It's patented by, another company. But, there's not enough evidence to support that, okay, this is there's strong evidence to suggest that the cost is worth to put in it, then we won't put it in. But, if it's a relatively cheap product to put in and there's, the evidence is so-so, then we'll put it in, might as well. But it's cheap enough where we can put it in and there might be an effect, why not, right?
Of course.
And their big thing, too, is that people talk about a lot these days with companies is synergy between different ingredients. And I'm kind of on the fence about that, because there's certain, like I said, there aren't enough studies out there that, that look at, okay, let's say there's 1,000 ingredients, right? And the combination of 1,000 ingredients times 1,000, that's 1,000,000. There's no way there's enough research done out there to know exactly the synergy between those two things. So that's kind of how we approach it. And also, I have a pretty good relationship with our manufacturers, so I'll ask them for their feedback as well. And their feedback is very important too, because, these guys, they're seeing, hundreds or thousands of formulations a year, So from that, they can see, okay, what is selling well, what is not selling well. Of course, they're not going to tell me, who they're manufacturing for, but they'll say, okay,
Sure.
We've seen this product, this ingredient in this product, and it's worked out great, So there's a couple of different things that kind of go into it. But that's kind of how we approach it, at least.
Interesting.
And I want to say one more comment. I will say there's one more comment that, that I've always thought of, from dietary supplement standpoint, there is no, like you said earlier, there is no secret pill. There is no secret ingredient. There is no secret combination of ingredients that are going to be, miles and miles ahead of, anyone else. And generally we don't, bad talk other companies. That's not how we, that's not part of our business strategy. But I will say that, companies that claim, this is the be all, the true be all of all supplements, because we have this, and this combination. I just don't think there's that special ingredient, that magic ingredient, because if there was something that effective, most times what happens is the DEA comes in or FDA comes in and pulls it and makes it a drug.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So for example, all these, pro hormones back in the day that were pretty good. They were pretty good, actually. Their pros outweigh the cons. And what happened? The FDA came in and banned all of them.
Yep. Well, it's the same thing. I was a big ephedra guy back in the day. You know, one of the products I loved going back 20 years ago was Rip Fuel by Twin Labs. Phenomenal product. And, you know, millions of people taking it. And because, whatever it was, 3 or 4 people died because they overdosed, they ruined it for the rest of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's another thing, too. I mean, with a lot of these products, you know, everything in moderation. You know, if you take something to the extreme, you know, you can. There was a story I remember about a lady who was. The contest was like hold your wee for a week, and it was like whoever could drink the most water and not go to the bathroom would win a wee console, right? And this lady actually died from drinking too much water and not, you know, going to the bathroom because her cells got too bloated with water and they started exploding. So even something like water can kill you. So it's really one of those things where, you know, everything in moderation. You know, I think with the FDA, I think a few people were having issues with DMA, but, you know, the circumstances were they were taking all these other ingredients and, you know, they were, you know, not drinking enough water, and there's a bunch of different things that came into play. It wasn't just the DMA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they had a heart condition before. So it's one of those things where everything in moderation. You know what I mean? Even dietary supplements, they can be dangerous if you take too much, you know? You're taking like a gram of DMA, that's too much, you know?
Exactly. So what's the 3 to 5 year goal for the company, or have you thought that far down the road?
That's a great question. You know, and you know, I'm very realistic, and the company, the dietary supplement company is just saturated, so saturated. It's very crazy. And right now, you know, I'm learning a lot of marketing things, because every different industry has their things that work, things that don't work. So I'm slowly learning the marketing side of things. I think that, you know, I believe that Vein Nutrition has a lot of potential to do really well, just because of our products and how we approach our products and how we approach our customer base. You know, and our long-term goal is really to have a line of products that athletes actually use. You know, I'll be very happy if one day, you know, I hear like a non-associated, like, you know, a non-rep top athletes say, oh yeah, Vein Nutrition products, they aren't BS. I actually use, you know, XYZ and it works great for me. You know, that made me so happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are a lot of products these days that, you know, that top athletes will represent, but it's because they get a kickback out of it. You know what I mean? And realistically, that's not a product they're using at all. Like, you know, some of these products, no way they're using that. No way, you know? So I'll be very happy if one day, you know, I hear athletes say, okay, yeah, I actually use this product legitimately, you know, no kickbacks, no nothing. I use it because it actually helps. And, you know, like I said, from a company legal standpoint, I can't condone steroid use. You know, it is a legal compound. But the reality is, you know, steroids are, you know, 10 times, 100 times more effective in building muscle and losing fat than any legal supplement on the market, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, that being said, you know, our long-term goal is to provide legal supplements that, you know, are supplements to the athletes. You know, they have everything else down. You know, they want the extra kick. You know, we really think that, you know, let's say they go in, they've had a long day, a little tough day, they need something to get through the workout, you know, pre-workout, boom, you know. Or, for example, liver IV, they're taking, you know, some of these guys will cycle oral compounds, right? And then take the liver IV will help the liver, help, you know, reduce lethargy, you know, help increase their appetite, that type of thing. And, you know, and we're not just targeting, you know, these steroid users. We're also targeting, you know, a lot of fitness enthusiasts. But how we see it is that, you know, if these athletes are using these products and generally using these products, they are a very influential group for the people that look up to them, you know. So these people are looking up and see, oh, man, these guys are actually using the products. They're not being endorsed. They actually like it. They're actually using it. There could be merit. I'm going to try this out. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the supplement industry is very, very saturated. And realistically, you know, we could be out of business in a year or 2 years. Who knows? But, you know, right now.
Well, hopefully that won't be the case.
Yeah, but, you know, like I said, I'm pretty enthusiastic right now about it. Very passionate about it. I think we have a very strong team. You know, people that are on the same page. You know what I mean? A lot of our athletes agree that, okay, these are products that, you know, we're actually going to use instead of, you know, if we sold pro hormones, it'd be really hard. It'd be very hard for me to push it on our athletes because I don't think it's something that they would use, you know?
Certainly. Alex, being a straight shooter that you are, I always get this question once in a while, is what advice do you have for someone that wants to, you know, follow in your footsteps and open up their own supplement company?
To be honest, since we're so new, we're less than a year new. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of things that I'm starting to learn very quickly. One of the things that I'm learning is that, how to explain this? When I think a lot of times for consumers, when they look at the price of supplements these days, they think, wow, they're getting really expensive. But a lot of the expense, the margins go into marketing. So I guess if you're coming into this industry, you understand that marketing is a huge part of it. And marketing could be, 60 to 70% of your entire budget, and making the product's not necessarily hard because there's plenty of manufacturers out there, plenty of manufacturers. The hard part is marketing and being able to sell your product, And I think that, you need to have a pretty good kind of cash flow because you will be, in the red for a while, making products, making apparel, paying for marketing and all these type of things. So, and also it's important, if you're coming to a supplement as a supplement company to have a good line of products. So if you don't have like one or two products, it's hard for a consumer to kind of look at their site and say, okay, let me have one or two products, they're not legit, Whereas if you have a line of products, they think, okay, this company is well established. They have a couple of products, I can get all my things from this one site, which is great for customers. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, down the line, if we spoke a year from now, I could probably tell you 1,000 different things I learned, We're so new to this, this industry that, there's a lot of things I'm still learning, so.
And Alex, another question that came in on one of my Facebook posts. Aside from your site, where can people, you want online online stores, or where can people, buy your products from?
I see. Of course. So, our primary business model is going to be direct consumer, right? Through our website, it is VeinNutrition.com. Our primary model is direct consumer. We are starting to get into retailers a little bit, going to wholesalers a little bit. But, we like direct consumer because if someone has a problem with our product, they can come directly to us and say, hey, we've had a problem and we'll fix it. If you try our product, you don't like it, we'll refund you. No problem. The reason why we get into stores and we want to get into wholesalers is because that's for exposure, but we really prefer to have, people go through our, direct website because then, they have a direct relationship with us, they can use athlete codes and our athletes will benefit, so that way there's a direct relationship between them and us. There's no middleman there, because if you have a problem with the product, you buy it from a middleman, then you kind of talk to them first and then they'll come talk to us, but we prefer to have a direct, that one-on-one relationship with consumers, but at the same time though, we don't want to alienate our retailers because they are an important part of the business in terms of, exposure and having good access, Right now we ship everything 2 days. So normally you order something, you get it 2-3 days, you know what I mean? So we're trying to be at the Amazon speed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so
right
Alex,
now
I've enjoyed Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Oh, right now we're just sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Right now, we're just VeinNutrition.com. Just VeinNutrition.com. And if you Google Vein Nutrition, we're the first guys to come up because, no other company is named like that. So that's great for us in terms of, Google searching, SEO type of stuff. But we're going to start trying to get into stores as soon as possible. Right now, we're just really focusing on product and promotions and apparel and just to get, all this type of promo stuff ready,
Understood. So, I've enjoyed our conversation. It's been a great call thus far. Anything else that you might want to share with the listeners before we wrap up?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. I have a little list here.
The athletes or anything, any other avenues that to cover your business or your methods?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. So our website, VeinNutrition.com. Our IG is Vein Nutrition, one word. Facebook, Vein Nutrition. Twitter, Vein Nutrition. So we got got everything Vein Nutrition. Is very simple. Find us on all these places. And we actually just hired on some talent for our social media outlet. So you can expect to see some content coming. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, Sean, our social media presence is a little weak. So that's something we're definitely working on. That's not something that's my strength. So I'm having someone kind of help, build our social media because these days social media is huge. Very, very big.
Sure.
So if you reach out to us through our website, through our Instagram, through our Facebook, we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
And I know you also on Anabolic Minds, because that's where I lurk sometimes. Yep. Any other forums that people can learn about you guys?
Yeah, so we're on Anabolic Minds, like you said. We're also on Reddit too, but we're kind of on a like a private subreddit on Reddit, basically. People that it's more of a hardcore kind of subreddit over on Reddit. But you can find us on Reddit if you search Vein Nutrition. But on AM, we have a couple of reps there, which is great because they're very on top of. You have a question, you go on Anabolic Minds, you go to our Vein Nutrition forum page, and we have 4 guys, and they're very quick about responding. And I go on there too, as well as at least once a day to check up on any questions, any concerns, anything like that. And right now, as a new company, customer service, customer satisfaction is very important to us. I understand a lot of viewers out there, listeners out there, see us new company, they might be a little hesitant on trying our products, buying our products, haven't heard of us before. I'll tell you guys right now, if there's any products you buy and you try it, you don't like it, just reach out to us and we'll do a full refund of everything. So that's how confident we are.
That's good, and never lose that focus, because everybody starts somewhere, customer, but then as you get too big,
yep.
Sometimes customer focus is secondary.
I agree, and that can be very tough, absolutely. And I would love to have a one-on-one. When we get big enough, I would love to have a one-on-one relationship with every single customer, every single retailer. But once you get a certain size, as an owner, you kind of have to focus on the bigger things, and you kind of have to outsource kind of the customer service side. But, I always love talking one-on-one to customers because, then you get some real good feedback and some real honest feedback, And I've never ran a business before, so it feels great to have customers buy something and contact you and say, hey, I like this product. That feels really good. You know what I mean? So.
Yep. Alex, one more time. I know you've listed a few times. One more time, the listeners, let them know what your direct website is and your social media once again in closing.
Okay, sure. So website is Vein Nutrition. It's VEIN. So vein as in like veins you have in your arms. VeinNutrition.com. And then the Instagram is Vein Nutrition, one word. Facebook, you can just search Vein Nutrition. You'll get to our Facebook page. And then Twitter is Vein Nutrition as well. So basically across all social media, it's Vein Nutrition. And, we'd really appreciate you follow us, like us. We're going to grow our social media as quick as possible, and we'll constantly be having contests on social media as well as the Anabolic Minds. So, we're a growing company, so we love for everyone, to kind of check us out and really kind of get on board and see where we all go together,
Alex, thank you so much. And to the listeners, thank you. As always, we appreciate you spending your time with us. Our shows can be found on iTunes and Podcast Garden, keyword SuppTalk, as well as YouTube, keyword SuppTalk, and the number 1. And the number 1, as always. Be sure to follow our Facebook page for exciting contests. Be well and have a great weekend. Thanks so much.
Thank you.